Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing great. This is SIBELLE here. So recently, I don't know what is happening in the world. A lot of deaths, especially this month of April. A lot of personnel, a lot of dignitaries have died. The world at large, Africa and Cameroon in particular. The one in Cameroon is alarming, in fact. And it's just like this death has come to sweep a lot of people from a certain age. It's more especially from the 60s upward. I think in my least person, the youngest here should be DMX, who died at 50. The other ones are just 60 and above. We have like, we know April the 2nd, we lost our own Cardinal, Christian Cardinal Tumi. I think he was laid in rest yesterday at the St. Peter and Paul Cathedral in Douala. There were a lot of dignitaries in attendance for the burial. May his soul rest in peace. We also have Gervais Mendoza, who died equally this month at the age, I think the Cardinal died at the age of 90, Gervais Mendoza died at the age of 79, you have DMX who died at the age of 50, you have John Magufuli, the Tanzanian president. He was the 5th Tanzanian president, and he died, I think it was March 17th, and he died at the age of 61. You have Prince Philip, husband to Queen Elizabeth II, who died on April the 9th. I think he was buried this same April 17th at the where was he buried again? He was buried at St. George Chapel in Windsor. May their souls all rest in peace. Then the one yesterday, the list of deaths yesterday was just alarming. We had the Chadian president, Masha Idris Deby, who died at, some people say at war front. I think that will be the main topic of our video for today. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the list of all the people that we lost them. Then we'll come back and then try to analyze some certain things regarding this, the passing on of Chadian's president, Idris Deby. Idris Deby died at the age of 62 and he has been in power for 30 years. Yes. So Idris Deby has been in power since 1991. Yesterday too, we had Honorable Emilia Lifaka, Vice President of the Cameroon's National Assembly. She equally died yesterday. They said she died in Boya, the southwest region, and she died at the age of 62. This other one is rumor. I don't know how true it is. Gilbert Timi Efuna, what was his post? Let's try to look at. The president of the Central Regional Council and a former delegate to the Yaoundé City Council. I think I know Efuna very well when he was the delegate to the Yaoundé City Council. Then a lot of people hated him. I feel the pain because all these calaboats that people put beside the roadside to do businesses and all those things, to him, he said those things were dirtying the town, and his regime, he was just there to wipe out all those things. He built a lot of shopping markets that I know in Yaoundé, so he did a great job, even though it was to the detriment of the masses that were struggling, surviving, and trying to make an ends meet. But when you look at it from the developmental aspect, he really did a great job. So yesterday they said he was flown into, that they had to fly him to to Switzerland for treatment. And there are contradictory reports. Others say on arrival at the hospital that he passed away. And the last on our list would be Germaine Ahijo. Germaine Ahijo was the wife of the first and the former Cameroon president, Amadou Ahijo. So she died yesterday in Dakar, Senegal, and she died at the age of 89. Let's now go to our topic for today, which would be about Idris Deby. There are even a lot of contradictions surrounding his death. As of yesterday, the first statement said that he died in the war front while trying to fight rebels, that he was shot, and as a result of that, he died. Others say that he died in the presidency, that there was a misunderstanding amongst them, the political people. There are some people that they were advising him not to go in for presidency, but he persisted, and that in the course of that, there came an argument, a misunderstanding, and by the time we knew it, there were bullets everywhere, and that he was shot. There were some images that I saw. I cannot post those kind of images on my YouTube channel. I cannot do that, but there were images that I saw, and as time is going, there are just a lot of controversies coming in from this story. Then the other thing that was said, they said he will be succeeded by his son, General Muhammad Idris Deby. There were controversies too on the social media as to the terms, how long he's going to be in power. Some were saying 18 months before they can be transitional elections for to see who is going to come into power. That same yesterday, as time evolved, they said there was power tussle at the presidency between this said Idris Muhammad Deby and his brother Zachary Deby. So Zachary Deby is Chadian's ambassador to the United Arab Emirates. So they said the two of them, there was power tussle as who has to succeed the father. And I think Idris Deby had like 5 wives. Let's really pray for Chad. Chad is going through a lot now, because the kind of things I've been seeing since I woke up, the images are horrible. There was one video I saw, stray bullets everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So they say now the rebels are approaching Jamena to take over power. And there are thousands of Chadians as we speak flying to Kuseri. Kuseri is a town in Cameroon. It's like a border village between the boundary between Chad and Cameroon. So I equally saw images. If you saw the thousands of people, it's like no balance at all. You have Cameroonians, because of the Anglophone crisis, fleeing to Nigeria for safety, and at the moment you have Central Africans and Chadians fleeing to Cameroon for safety, because those areas as it is now, it is really unsafe. What is happening to Africa? Let's wake up, let's rise. In as much as we have to mourn Idris Deby, he has been in power for how long? 30 years. And as he dies, who is taking over? His son. They are saying, okay, it is something transitional. He may come into power and decide to change constitutions and sit there for the next 5 years until elections the next elections will come. He could manipulate, because they said Idris Deby was he just won. Okay, he was to be elected into his 6th term into office following the April 11th elections. So, which then France on the other side, they said yesterday France has already dispatched troops to come and try to maintain peace, while they see how there can be a peaceful transition of power. Why is France always involved in French African issues, but when it comes to political issues, why are they never there when it comes to economic issues? That's just because they have an interest. And France at this point in time, they have serious lockdown that is going on in their country. They are struggling with a lot of COVID issues. They have a lot of issues on their own. If they don't have an interest in Africa, when anything happens in French Africa, why are they always in a hurry to be at the center of it? And you want to see all these things that has been happening since yesterday, they are behind. They have their candidates that they will want to take over, and they will do everything possible to protect, maintain, and make sure that that person is elected into power, because they always want the kind of person they can be manipulating. What is happening to Africa, especially French Africa? When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? What do you people think is going to happen to Chad? Is it the beginning of like a civil war in Chad? Because the way it is going yesterday, it is going out of hand. Only that yesterday, if thousands of Chadians are already on the run, running for safety, seeking refuge in another country, it means there's even a lot more going on in that country than we know. Why Africa? In Cameroon, there's political instability. In Chad, political instability. In Nigeria, political instability. In Uganda, some months back, it was the same. In Senegal, same thing. We don't even want to talk about that of Congo, because that of Congo has gone on for years. We are a rich continent. Let's wisen up. The West, they are behind these things. They are behind. They cause instability, and while it's going on, they are exploiting our resources and sending to their own countries. Why is it that up to now, okay, in Africa, you have just a few countries that they will transform their goods from raw to finished products? We allow the West, they come into our countries, they exploit our resources at almost no cost, because we sell those things to them at giveaway prices. And there are some of those countries that we even give free exports to them without taxes. They export those things to their country, transform them to finished products, then we buy from them, pay huge tax again to import them into Africa. Does that really make sense? What has happened to African leaders? What is happening? Africans, let's rise up. Let's rise up. There are only countries that can rise up and fight for their own, that they will have freedom. We are so rich. Look at the number of Africans risking their life across borders. How many people do use water road to enter Europe? How many are going through Brazil line to enter into the US? How many have died in the course of that? If Africa was fine, if we were financially okay, all of this would not be happening. And with our greedy leaders, they come into power, they don't want to do anything. Central Africa, West Africa, we are going through a lot. Especially these areas of Africa. We're in crisis. We're in crisis. And I think it's because we've just grown up to the extent that we don't even know how to fight for our rights, and the government and the people above us, they just keep suppressing us. Okay, yesterday I was following something I came across a post on a page on Facebook. They were saying there is one woman in Boya, her land was, I think they said the mayor of Boya or something took the land because it is in a strategic position, and they are giving it to a business person to open some business in that place because the position is strategically located. This woman, she had to come out yesterday with her titre foncier documents, and from every indication, she was even wearing black. I think she's still mourning her husband. It's not been up to a year, the husband died. She's fighting for justice. She says she's taken the cases to court, but nothing has been done. The mayor is bent on taking that land and handing to that business person. And when I went through the comment section, a lot of people were like, if you've gone to court and you haven't found justice, just sit, there is nothing you can do. Justice that just God will fight for you. I was like, if one or two persons even looked how they could look for another way for justice to be served for the woman, and the woman finally wins the case, it's going to be an eye-opening for a lot of other people to learn. There are no bodies like that in Cameroon. Sometimes these country people, they merit aggression. Aggression at times is the only way. We don't like it, but sometimes it's the only way that will reset the brains of those politicians. If truly Idris Deby, he died in a war front, I don't even think him dying in a war front was fighting to save his country. He was fighting to save his interest. Anybody that has been in power for long, and there is a list, I don't even want to go through that list. When I saw that list, 30 people of his family that are in his cabinet. 30. From his children to his grandchildren, to his nieces, to his nephews, to his cousins, to his in-laws. 30. They've occupied all strategic positions in Chad. Country don't turn a family something. It don't turn a family something. People want to just make, people to just Kokoma go and change everything and declare that Chad has become a monarchy. Then those other people, they will just come to understand that there's no democracy in Chad. It's nothing but now a monarchy. That's just it I came here to say, my people. That will be it for our today's video. Let me know your views in the comment section about the wind of change that needs to happen in Africa. What do you think can be done? And what do you think Africa can do unanimously? Because a country alone cannot take this decision. I don't know what they always go and discuss in that the African Union. What do you people think? Okay, African Union has failed us as masses. What do you think we can do to put an end to the West influence in Africa, because it's all negative and exploitative? That's neocolonialism. Why not rewrite our own history and change the narrative about Africa? Let the world know that what they know about us is not the image that Africa has. So our next step, I'm not wishing anybody death, but let this, maybe it's God that has just decided, all these greedy African politicians, God has just decided that it is their turn. This is their time. I only pray that the good ones that have sound mind and great wish, nice wish for their country, they should stay in power. Cameroon, we belong to Central African Union, CEMAC. But there's no way you can freely travel to Gabon, freely travel to Equatorial Guinea, freely travel to Congo, freely travel to Chad. Whereas look at Schengen. When you want to fly to Schengen, if you have a Schengen visa for France, in as much as that visa is valid, you can go to Belgium, you can go to Germany, you can go to Switzerland, you can go to Greece, you can go to any of the Schengen countries that were rich in all kinds of resources. That we are rich in oil, we are rich in gas, we are rich in gold, we are rich in uranium. Cameroon is called Africa in miniature. What does Africa in miniature mean? Let me try to, for me to not lose words, let me try to go into Google and try to see what Africa in miniature means. Let me just say, why is Cameroon called Africa in miniature? Okay, as I just said, why is Cameroon called? It just appeared down, Africa in miniature. Okay, Cameroon is often called Africa in miniature due to its diverse landscapes that represent the continent's major climatic zones, natural features such as white beaches, mountainous areas, tropical rainforests, savanna greenlands, and sparse deserts can all be found in Cameroon. Imagine the diversity. We have it all. That will be it for our video for today, my people. So let me just know in the comment section what your views are. Or is it beyond us that we just have to sit and fold our hands and be watching the movie of what's unfolding in Africa and seeing where it would lead us to? Anyways, that will be it for today. Do have a nice and lovely day. Until our next video again. Bye.